Hey, welcome to episode, I think 13. That's a lucky number for Italians, I think. Welcome to episode 13 of I'm Up with Anthony Santino. I got a new camera, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I just welcomed a child into the world, and I'm not even a woman. I wasn't even pregnant, but I got a new camera. It is a Sony FX30. Out with the old, in with the new. I gave my mom my old camera. She says she's going to pay for it, but she's probably spent around $900,000 to $1 million on me in my life. I'm guessing. I don't know the number. I don't know if it's way more, way less. Who knows? Who cares? It's about the thought. And she calls me, or I call her every day. So listen, she's given me a lot. Let's not dwell on it. Let's not get sad and or happy at the same time. Listen, we're in touch. Things are good. Episode 13. I'm going solo today. I wrote down things I wanted to talk about. I think, it's going to go like 20 minutes, probably keep it brief, 20 to 30 minutes, or maybe if this changes all of our lives, I'll just keep going, looking at bits. I wrote, piece of hair got on my thing. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm by myself today. I didn't have much to talk about. I have things going on in my life, though. Taught tennis today, had a comedy show last night, had a stand-up show in the city at the Grizzly Pear, my home club, awesome club, love it so much. If you're ever in New York City, I have my phone, I have to turn my phone over. I kept looking at my phone. If you're in New York City, whether you live here or if you're visiting, check out the Grizzly Pear. The Midtown location is brand new. It's just over, if not under a year old. It's on 54th Street between 8th Avenue and Broadway. The Grizzly Pear. Dude, the food is amazing. Like, I'm going to hype the club a little because I get to work there a lot, and I'm happy about that. But the food is incredible. Dude, first of all, get the Chipotle chicken burrito. I get everything on it except pico de gallo. I can pronounce it because I'm a savant. And the Chipotle chicken burrito is incredible. And then if you want to just hang out at a fun dive bar that has a cool comedy back room, we have it seats between 60 and 80 people maybe, the Downtown Comedy Club. I don't know. I don't work for the fire marshal, but we have an incredible club. I don't have a stake in this business, but I work there. Incredible club downtown, the Grizzly Pear on McDougal Street, down the block from the Comedy Cellar, and Cellar comics are at the Grizzly Pear sometimes too. So listen, you're going to get good quality no matter what. I mean, listen, they're smart people because they also have me on board. Listen, if you have me on board, you're doing something right. So I'm like kidding. I'm trying to play the character of like, oh, fake cocky, but also we're killing it. That's the thing though, too. Let's talk about that. It's 2023. If you have a microphone and a camera, you could be Johnny Carson. You can pretend to be, you're Jimmy Fallon, you're Jimmy Kimmel, you're Jimmy from Seinfeld, you're Jimmy Carter, you're Jimmy Kimmel, you're Jimmy Seinfeld. Jimmy Seinfeld's not a guy. You could be Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Carter, Jimmy Seinfeld. You could be Jimmy Carter if you have a microphone and a camera. Jimmy Carter's wife passed away the other day. By the way, rest in peace. He looks close. I'm kidding. But again, who knows when we're close? Some people go sadly way before their time. Some people live to be 110. I think both of my grandmas, my one grandma is 90, the other's 91. Maybe they're both 91 now. I have to check on that. But But yeah, I think they'll live a while, knock on wood, because who knows, they're old. But they'll live for a while. They complain about being old now, but I think they have some longevity. Let me get back to that though. It's 2023. I feel like I'm doing well with my stand-up. I feel like I'm evolving as a comic. I feel like I'm getting up more and more as the months and years go. I mean, I'm basically going into my third year in a couple of weeks and of actually doing stand-up. During college and a little after, I was doing sketch. Like I was shooting sketches. I was writing sketch. I did classes at UCB. I did one semester of improv. I don't like to say that out loud, but I made good friends doing it. And improv is a very tough muscle. So lots of respect to people who do improv. But, stand-up really, I told my mom this, and she reminded me that I said this the other day, but it's true. Stand-up is like my lifeline. Like, You have no idea. I just actually, right before recording this, I went back to a notebook I had from 2019. And dude, listen, I've never wanted to take my own life in a serious manner or anything, but like, you read what I was writing, the way I sounded so depressed and sad, and I was trying to be reflective and sound scholarly about it, but I was really like, I was down in the dumps mentally. Like, I felt like a disappointment to my parents, and they were there to support me, but they also were clearly like, what's this kid doing? He's doing background acting. Do we need to get him checked out at a psychiatric facility? And I was doing fine, but not fine. And just ever since I started doing stand-up, things got way better. My quality of life is enhanced, dude, because first of all, you love the thing so much. You love every gig you get, every minute of stage time you get. It's like you're just so inside and outside of yourself at the same time. Like, you're connecting to yourself. You're trying to connect to the audience. You have things you've prepared that are funny that either work or should work, or if they don't work, you're like, well, we can gauge it for what it is. Either the audience is bad or you're bad, or it's a combination of both. And wow, I sound manic. I'm talking fast. But stand-up really, ever since I got into stand-up, I've had very few bad days. As far as like, listen, you have obstacles, you have things that bother you sometimes. You wake up, you're a little randomly nauseous, or that you're like, I'm going to be late for teaching tennis or something. But I'm never late. I'm punctual. I'm amazing. You want me on your side. But I'm just so grateful. Like, even now, like, I feel like with on all ends of the spectrum, like, I have this new camera. It's a high quality camera. It's not a Blackmagic. It's not like a $80,000 cinema camera. It's like a $1,500 Sony camera. And who's counting? But no, but I got this camera, and it's good, and it looks amazing, and I'm really grateful just like for that. Hopefully I have this camera also so that I could go up to comics or headliners, be like, hey man, like, if you need me to shoot anything, like, I'll shoot your show or whatever. I'd love to feature. It could be a foot in the door for certain opportunities. Like, I'm going on the road with my buddy Dan on Wednesday. We're going to New Hampshire. He needed someone to film. I think I'm doing stand-up with him. That's what he made it sound like. And I just didn't ask too many questions. I'm Italian. You get it. Mafia references. Don't ask too many questions. Whatever. My family's not affiliated, I don't think. But point being, I'm grateful for all I have. Listen, I have an apartment. I have warmth. I have a television that's really nice. Like, I'm not rolling in money, but I have everything I need for the moment. And do I have love? I'm single. I miss you. No, I'm just kidding. She's great. My ex. We've been broken up a while, 5, 6 months, 6, whatever, but she's cool. That was the last time. But I'm really feeling good about so many things, and I'm a pretty positively optimistic and philosophical person, and I think, like, you really do have choices with your mindset with a lot of things, and I choose to recognize that I get real happiness out of my day-to-day experiences as a stand-up comic. I've been talking about this with friends, but I think, thankfully, like, overwhelmingly so, like, most people are very kind and receptive to me in the New York comedy scene. Most people are so cool, and you connect with them for 15 seconds. We both get like, oh, we're trying our best. We're out here, respect what you're doing, vice versa. There have been instances where, like, maybe a couple of comics don't understand me, or I feel like we don't connect, and that's their loss. But it is. But again, it's like, I also can recognize, like, not everybody has the energy for you. Not everybody's going to be turned on by you. Not even sexually, dude. It's like, yeah, I'm a pistol. But, like, no, like, the thing is, like, sometimes just personality wise, like, not everyone's going to like you. We know this. This is something we're always talking about. We're always hammering into each other's heads. Like, oh, you have a weird experience with someone. Someone's going to remind you, like, hey, not everyone's going to like you. Yeah, but I'm amazing. But no, I'm kidding, kind of. But some people just don't have the energy for you, or they get tired of you. And not just with relationships, not just with romantic relationships, but with friendships. Like, some people, like, I have friends I love. I don't have time to see them. And I think some of them don't have time to see me, which is fine. One of my buddies, he's great, love him. He loves me, but we can't see each other. We're just busy, dude. And then one of my other friends, I'll shout him out personally because he's the man, Tim. Tim's one of my best friends in the world. we barely see each other. You know, he's doing sound design work, and he's got a girlfriend, and I'm doing stand-up comedy. I teach tennis on Long Island, and I have to rush back to do stand-up, and I love that, but I just can't see certain people a lot. I have one true day off, and sometimes I get rained out or whatever. But, you know, it's like I'm always working on something. I don't feel like I have much time to read. I like to read books. But thankfully, what I did, a smart move I made, I got Stephen Pressfield's book. I like Stephen Pressfield a lot. He wrote The War of Art. Highly recommend if you haven't read it. The War of Art is like fighting. Basically, the main messaging he really always tries to relay is like fighting resistance or working with resistance, like pushing past and just getting your ass in the seat, getting things done. And the name of this other book I got that he wrote, it's called Put Your Ass Where Your Heart Wants to Be. And I mean, that title in itself is great. And I feel like that's probably self-explanatory for what the mission of the book is. But, yeah, like I'm excited to read that. By the way, I'm a food baby is going, if you're watching this on video, I have like a bit of a food baby, but it's going away. And, yeah, no, I'm mostly good right now. Yeah, so you get it. I'm also hunched because I think I'll be in frame better if I do that. So let's just act like we're trying to lounge. Like I said, it's 2023. If you have a microphone and a camera, you're Johnny Carson, you're Jimmy Kimmel, you're Jimmy Carter, you're whatever Jimmy or Johnny you want to be. And like, you know, I got my feet in like a basin of water right now with bath salts. Not going to eat them. Don't worry. I don't live in Miami, but it's, yeah, no, I mean, we're just making it the way we can. And, you know, stand up is like my main anchor, but I like making sketches. I shot a sketch yesterday with my buddy Hamza Chaudhry, who's Pakistani and not, Indian American. I got a message. Oh, okay. No, nothing important. Is it? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I made a sketch yesterday and I'm going to put it out tomorrow. Is it going to hit? Is it going to bomb? Is it going to do something in between? Who knows? But I'm really trying not to put a lot of emphasis on needing something to do well online because, you know, there are obvious benefits to your stuff performing well online. You do stand-up comedy. It's like, you're like, okay, well, if I pop on the internet, I have a career. And it's true. There are amazing comics that happens for. There are comics who are just okay, but make it online somehow. And all credit, all kudos to all of them because it's like, it's all work. It all takes work to make something happen. You look at somebody who you think is a silly influencer on TikTok or whatever. Sometimes it's a fluke, but more likely than not, like they did something. They were trying and they put in some effort, dude. Like there are people who I look at on the surface. I'm like, oh, I think they're, for a second you think they're shallow. And then I look, I'm like, oh no, they were like making a video every day. You know, it's hard to do that because A, the willingness, B, the consistency, you know, man, I'm kind of hungry, but I shouldn't be. Yeah, you know, that's the long and short of it is I'm grappling with that. I'm trying to really feel like I am not putting too much pressure on myself while also working hard and wanting to succeed. It's a tough balance, man. It's a tough balance. Overall it's great. Gratitude, grateful. Let me just say, like, you also gotta just like know, you know, pick your battles. Like my dad, he does a lot for me. He's got a strong personality though. He really wanted me to have a cable box. I don't do coke. I just have a deviated septum and itchy nose. I'm a fidgety person, so I keep itching my nose. My dad really wanted me to get a cable box, and for a while I was resisting, and I really don't need it or want it in my house because in my apartment because I already am trying. There's too many things to distract me as it is. Like I have Netflix, I have YouTube, you know, I have your mother. No, I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy and I have stuff going on, but he pushed yesterday. He was doing a nice thing, wrapping my door, with Christmas wrapping paper. Did a great job. It's pretty and nice. Pretty and nice. What am I, a teenage girl? Whatever, you get it. Looks nice. But he like kind of got frustrated. He was like, dude, look, why don't you just have a cable box? And he was like getting mad about it. And I was like, why are you getting mad about this? And as I said that, like I realized, listen, I could disagree with his stance on this. He basically, long story short, he, without telling me, like ordered a cable box, added it, and said, hey, listen, I'm going to pay for it. Like because he comes to my apartment a bunch, he wants to be able to watch sports. And I respect that. That's fine. And I like I said, when he was telling me all this, I paused for a second. I was like, listen, he really wants this. It's a thing he's getting for me. I really don't have to worry about too much. It should be a nice thing. I could consider it to be a nice thing, a nice gesture. Let's reframe the way I see this. Count it as a blessing. He got me cable. There's sport. There's live sports. It's stuff. I'll be able to have easier access to nostalgia. I can watch like ABC Family. They changed it to Freeform, whatever it's called now. I could watch all this stuff that I would have less easy access to before. Say thank you. You know, I mean, what I did was I was like, all right, yeah, it was easy. This is good. I avoided saying thank you because I was a little annoyed that he was just like imposing this on me. But ultimately, like, I tell him thank you for a lot of stuff. I tell him thank you every day for different things. He buys me food. My dad, you know, he does a lot of nice things for me. So I say thank you. And listen, not everybody is going to have the exact same thought process as you. You got to realize that if you haven't already, I'm sure you have. You're a smart person. You're listening to this podcast. You're a smart person. I'm touching my nose so much. It's very itchy. Not that itchy, just a little bit. And I feel like the more I say that, the more it's going to be itchy. But yeah, it's Monday night. I really I was listening to Whitney Cummings talk on Ryan Holiday's podcast, The Daily Stoic, great podcast. And she was saying, you know, like she has a certain amount of energy to give to things and she wants to give it all or nothing. She's like, if I don't have 100% of my energy to give on a day and I'm supposed to do a podcast, I'm not doing that podcast. I have to be fully on and functioning. I want to give it my all. And I think that is the best mentality. Like I forget where it originated. I'm sure it originated thousands of years ago, some Buddhist or something, but there's the expression like the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And I fully believe it. And I also fully believe that I don't do that, but I want to do that. And I'm going to start to do that more. Like I have random dust particles like lying on my floor. I could just sweep up and I don't. And I maybe have good excuses. Maybe I do need to rest when I'm home and not go crazy. Maybe I should just get a cleaning person to come in. I don't know. But what I do know is I am running low on my energy meter. I'm being honest about that. And I'm probably going to wrap this up. But I do want to say, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I don't think I have like huge fans or anything. I have people who are like friends and acquaintances from my life who are like quasi fans and stuff. But if you like watch my stuff at all, whether it's one time or on a regular basis, I want to say thank you so much because the connection I get from people saying, oh, I watched this. Like I was on FaceTime with my buddy before, Brian. They run a great account called Everything Comedy on Instagram, and they shoot shows in the city. They've been doing some really cool stuff. But Brian was giving me props. He's like, dude, it's cool. You're consistent with your podcast. And he said he listened or watched one of my episodes with Jared Waters a couple weeks ago. And that meant a lot to me just to hear the personalization. You know, I see a few views on things, nothing insane. Some, a good amount, but not a lot. But, you know, I'm like, oh, I guess some people are watching, but who knows who? And if it's like a bot or something, who knows? But he was like, yeah, dude, I watched that one. I liked it a lot. So thank you, Brian. And thank you if you consume anything. If you've ever bought a ticket to a show of mine, like, thank you so much. You were rocking and rolling. I'm writing some fun stuff and enjoying it. And I think my stand-up is mostly personal, or if it's observational, I'm just hitting it on the head. The nail's getting hit on the head. You like, incredible things are happening. And I'm going to take a page out of Whitney's book, Whitney Cummings, and I'm going to recognize I don't have all my energy right now. I'm going to cut it short, but we got to about 20 minutes, and who needs to quantify time, but I'm doing it. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe and like. Just please hit a like button, hit a subscribe. It's easy. You're barely going to notice me there. And thank you so much. Have a good week. Have a good day. Get some rest. Drink some water, and be nice to yourself.